Welcome everybody. We're Home-Based Games. It's Marvel Friday, and it's also New Release Friday.
That is right. We have brand new hero packs, Star Lord and Gamora.
Probably some of the most anticipated product for our play group.
Yeah,
as
I'm terrified.
well as the
most dreaded.
scariest.
Yeah, the most dreaded release for sure. We shall we say have greedy players in our group who are going to abuse Star Lord like no other. So it's going to be real interesting.
Yeah, you don't have to sugarcoat it. We have greedy mother effers in our group.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Like literally, we have a person that was like, "Oh, I absolutely." When you're doing the Rise of Red Skull campaign, they're like, "Oh, there's a card for 0 that lets you draw 5," and we're like, "Yes, but it's a once
per
campaign use."
Yes, exactly.
First boss, first turn, blows the card for 5 cards.
Correct. Yeah. Like, and pretended to think about it, but didn't. And yeah, we could have really used those 5 cards against Red Skull, but you know, it's fine. So tonight we are just going to play with the Gamora and Star Lord hero packs straight from the pack. All we did was sleeve them up so that they could be used with all of the rest of our cards. So we'll be doing Gamora, who is primarily, I think, aggression, but she can splash other colors. Right?
Yeah, so
that's the way she works?
Her pack came aggression.
Okay.
But her ability, well, you put her card up there. Her ability essentially allows her to put any combination of attack and thwarting cards in her deck up to a maximum, up to 6.
Correct.
So she could put up to a maximum of 6 cards that have attack
or thwart
or any combination of.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so that'll be cool.
So she's got a little bit of like a Spider-Woman vibe.
Yeah.
Where she can have different aspects in her pool.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see how that works itself out.
Well, at first glance, to me, like, Gamora's the standout pack.
Okay.
Like, as far as just seems like a really good hero.
Yeah, I've looked at nothing.
So, like, so far, all the heroes seem to be, like, good at a thing. Like, every hero seems to have, like, a gimmick.
Sure.
Her gimmick seems to be she's good at everything or balanced at everything.
All right.
So you'll see a lot of her cards are essentially like allows her to attack or thwart. And then if she does one of the other things, like if she attacks and then she plays a thwarting spell,
like she gets some kind of a bonus,
it's better.
Okay.
So it's better when she's doing like attacking and thwarting every turn.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Which when you think, that's amazing because in general, when you're playing the game, like typical certain heroes
doing one or the other.
are better at one or the other, and they usually go all in on that strategy.
True.
And hers is not.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So you put her card up there. I mean, I'll put up Peter Quill. So his whole thing, he has a setup that allows him to get one of his elemental guns, and then his other ability.
Yeah, that's his setup, is to get one of his elemental guns. His action, Booth Talker, which makes sense.
That's right.
Choose a card in your hand, swap that card with the top card of your deck, limit 1.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, which is interesting. I don't know. It might help you with smooth out a draw.
Potentially, yeah, but I mean, if it's a random card on top of your deck, I don't know how much it helps you.
Yeah,
because you're swapping, you know, so it's not like
it could help you in that scenario where there's times when you flip down from hero to alter ego, and you have nothing in your hand but like an attack, a heroic action, and maybe you put it on top because next turn you'd be able to use it when you're a hero. But
I guess that's true.
And maybe you get an ally or upgrade or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's where that scenario can come in.
All right.
And then his hero side, to me, the big thing is actually the ability that allows all of your allies to gain guardians. Yeah. That seems to be like the best part of his card. The other thing is you can, and this is where the greed comes in.
Yeah, exactly. What could go wrong? Says every horrible thing that happens to Star Lord ever. When you play a card from your hand, deal yourself 1 face-down encounter card. Reduce the resource cost to play that card by limit once per round. So essentially, take more encounter cards and
Pay
get a
for
cool
things.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, be able to play a cool thing. And a lot of his signature cards are conditional upon him having additional encounter cards in play with
just having him. Yeah, just having one. A lot of his cards are too expensive and they're not worth the value.
Yeah, I guess I didn't do this side.
Good morning, Mr. Marvel.
Yeah, morning for you. You must be on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I think he's from Australia.
Nice. So her other side is finesse. After you play an attack event, remove a threat from a scheme. Precision. After you play a thwart event, deal it. Okay, so yeah, that is cool that she's doing a little bit of everything. Very balanced.
She
might be one of my new faves.
Yeah, she's ridiculous.
I really haven't looked at anything from any of this, aside from I did see some of Peter Quill's ability, and that was how I knew one of our players in our play group was banned from playing him when I am participating.
Mr. Marvel, our original plan of playing as Ronan got canceled because our friend's schedules changed, but
we're trying tomorrow.
Yeah, we ended up playing with a different friend, actually a person basically new to the game, and we played through the entire Rise of Red Skull campaign in a day with him, and we actually lost a couple times.
Yeah, to a few different guys.
To a few different guys, but we did play it on expert mode, and we didn't play with optimized heroes.
Yes,
It was fun.
Yeah. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna get our butts kicked by Ronan some more.
Tomorrow will be the first 4-player attempt
at Ronan.
At campaign Ronan. So we'll see, and we will let you know how that goes.
We'll see. If we're just gonna take a pause on our existing Guardians campaign just because it's new release Friday with these two guys, and we really wanted to showcase them since this is the first day that. So we'll see how this goes.
Once I play them because we plan to see a bunch of Star Lord and Gamora tomorrow. And once I do that, I think what I'll do is I'll probably record some standalone videos that are just different decks to try out with Star Lord and Gamora.
Sure. All right, so I don't really know what I want from this deck.
Nope, me either.
So I'm probably just gonna keep stuff and see how it goes.
Oh, you got Drax?
I got Drax, who's interesting. He cannot attack minions.
You should put those cards on the screen.
Yeah, I guess these are all new, aren't they?
Everything's new, yeah.
So Godslayer, which is a new aggression weapon, new restricted weapon. Drax. Keen Instincts is one of her signature cards, which looks like it generates a wild resource for attacking or thwarting events. We're definitely okay. First hit, defensive protection event, combat training everybody recognizes, and then hit and run. That's cool, and that's just a basic, so that can be. Cool that it's attack or thwart. Oh, it's both. It's attacking and thwarting. Yeah, nice. Okay. Oh, glad that you got your Galaxy's Most Wanted, Mr. Marvel. That's nice. Yeah, hopefully you guys can get these later hero packs sooner rather than later. But I'm glad that you got the Galaxy's Most Wanted. That wasn't too far behind. Only maybe 6 weeks or so. All right,
so I took my hand.
Okay.
You never know what to mulligan for when you get this stuff, so I'm probably just not going to mulligan. Especially knowing that Star-Lord, his pre-constructed deck, does not have the double basic resources. There's no genius, strength, or mental in this deck.
Wow.
First deck that doesn't have it.
That's interesting.
And I think it's because they want you to use his ability.
That's still interesting, though. Huh.
So,
all right.
But I do have the ability to search your deck and get my elemental gun. Mm-hmm. So knowing that I'm not even mulliganing to a double resource possibility, there's no point.
Totally.
And there will be a point once I have a better grasp of what I'm looking for in the deck, but I haven't played, so I don't know.
100%. That's how it always goes with new heroes, is you're trying to feel them out in particular against, you know, situations that you're not familiar with. I
Right.
never really know what to mulligan.
So the first thing is, again, that's he's got a setup which tells you to get one of his elemental guns, which on the surface actually seems like a decent card. I was comparing it, anytime I think you have an ability that's similar to the cap ability, where you can essentially pitch a card every turn to do a thing.
Yeah,
That seems really good because it just smooths out your turns.
totally.
And you're never wasting a card, stuck with a card in hand.
Right.
You'd be really efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the elemental gun is, and it's a good rate. It's 1 resource to deal 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Seems pretty good, and it's always going to deal 3 because it's piercing.
Right.
So it's really never, unless you're playing against something like Nebula where it prevents a damage or something.
Okay, cool.
So I got his gun, and then with his hand, this seems to be one of the better cards in his deck. Bad boy. Basically, you have this card in play. Whenever you would take any amount of damage from the villain, you discard this card, prevent all the damage, flip to your alter ego side, and draw 2 cards.
What is this? I
It's
mean,
a
I
ship.
can see it's a vehicle. It's a ship, but like,
Some kind of ship.
good looking ship. Kind of looks like a Ant-Man and Milano crossover. Interesting artwork.
Yeah, I'm curious too to see what kind of shenanigans you can do with Gamora. But yeah, Gamora and Spider-Girl seem like a good team because
Spider-Woman, yeah.
you would have just like access to so many things.
Yeah, that's true.
Pulse grenade. So this is interesting. It's a grenade, and the damage is based off of what you roll from the top of the encounter deck.
Okay, sure.
So interesting because like you could play this with Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch chucking grenades.
Yeah.
Sliding shot, which is, I think there's 2 or 3 copies of this in his deck. It's basically his big attack, but it's only really valuable. I mean, it's 3 to do 5, so it's slightly under the power curve, but still playable. It will get more if you start taking cards.
Correct.
So, target practice, we got 2 copies of this. This is an attachment that goes on an ally, and basically it's an interrupt, and you discard the attachment, give an ally +2 attack and overkill.
Okay.
Oh, not overkill, just +2 attack.
Yeah, just +2 attack.
For 0. So it's I don't know about this card. A 0 for a 2 seems meh. And then Blaze of Glory. This card seems good. You could basically bump up your whole team for a +2 on either end, like a double anthem effect.
Okay.
For 1 turn, but then they suffer a damage.
Sure, that makes.
I don't know if FFG did this on purpose, but they also made a Blaze of Glory that did a similar thing for IG-88.
Oh, I guess that's
In
true.
a-
They did, didn't they?
It's in Imperial
Yeah,
Assault. Yeah.
that's true.
So,
Okay, well, let's get cracking. We're just gonna face Drang. We figured we'd pick a villain that we were a little more familiar with since we are brand new to both of these heroes.
and this will be a real test because even like standard mode, we're not doing campaign setup.
Yeah, we're
but
just doing regular.
Still, standard
Drang.
mode of these bosses. I mean, we're probably
Yeah.
gonna lose. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we probably will. Yeah.
All right, so action. Choose a card in your hand. Swap that card with the top card of your deck. Limit once per round. Well, I definitely don't need one of these target practices, so let's do that. Okay, and I got Air Superiority. This is an interesting card. It does damage for each X enemies equal to the number of characters you control with the aerial trait.
Yeah.
Which right now is going to be a completely dead card because
Yeah.
I don't own anyone with aerial.
Okay.
So, all right, so my turn. We're going to ditch target practice. We're going to ditch Blaze of Glory. And we're going to ditch Air Superiority. They're all dead cards. And we are going to throw in... I guess we're going to throw in my elemental gun.
Sure.
Guess we'll get that going. And then we're going to flip. And, I mean, YOLO, right?
Hello.
So we're going to use this ability. Take an encounter card. And we're going to play Sliding Shot. which will deal 7 damage to the villain
Okay.
because it's 5 damage plus 2 because I have an encounter card in play.
I guess I would assume that that's how his ability would work, right? So when you play a card from your hand, deal yourself a face down encounter, reduce the resource cost by 3. So I would think that this would be, you would have drawn this before that actually comes into play.
Yeah, otherwise it would be pointless.
Right.
All right. So I deal 5 damage and 2 additional damage for each face down encounter card. So dealing 7.
Yep.
So hit him for 7.
I did.
Okay. And then we could use this to remove.
Mm-hmm. Or you resources.
Interesting. I mean, playing a grenade doesn't seem really good. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna discard the grenade to deal 3 damage with my elemental gun.
Okay.
Attack, exhaust, elemental gun, spend one resource of any type, deal 3 damage.
All right.
So I dealt 10.
Yeah.
That seems good. And then I can punch him for 2 more.
Sure.
All right. So, I mean, Star Lord seems like he can push out some damage.
Yeah. Sure.
And then I'm going to hold on to Bad Boy because that card seems good.
All right.
I might use my ability next turn to play that.
Okay. So we'll use her action on this side, which is look at the top card of your deck. If it's an attack or thwart event, draw it.
Nice.
Which it is not. It is Nebula Ally.
Okay.
All right. So then we're going to flip over. That's going to stay on top of my deck. All right. So I definitely want to get the Keen Instincts in play because it's going to generate a resource for every attack or thwart event I play. So I feel like I'm going to get rid of the combat draining, play that.
Okay.
Then I just use ally, or do we want to just 2 damage and 2 threat, which would allow me to trigger both of these. So I'd remove 3 threat and do 3 damage. Let's try it.
Go for it.
So I can tap this, and I can just discard these 2 and hold on to this, which I might try to use for defense to play the hit and run card. So it counts as an attack card and a thwart card, which is going to trigger both parts of my hero thing here.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll be able to trigger on the thwarting part the extra damage, and then on the attacking part so it's going to be removing 3 threat and dealing 3 damage.
Okay.
Then, so this is interesting. I think the way that, because there's a hero action part and then there's a hero interrupt part. So I'm kind of wondering if you can.
You could basically use it as a hero action,
Right.
Or you could use it as a hero interrupt.
Okay. Interesting. I guess since we've got the extra resource available, I'll just use it
Sure.
to do an extra 2 damage to the villain.
Okay. And does this trigger again? Fitness response. After you play an attack, remove 1 threat from a scheme. Limit 1.
Then I'll just basic attack him.
Okay. I mean, hit him kind of hard.
Yeah. Good.
All right.
Great, that's it. All right, so now my hand is going to be Nebula, Cross Counter, Impede, Decisive Blow, second in.
Okay. So I drew a second elemental gun, a new upgrade, laser blaster, new ally, Adam Warlock. That's cool.
Ooh.
Obviously that target practice, we knew that was on top of my deck, and then the bad boy that was still in my hand from the end of the turn. So,
all right, cool. Man, I am liking Nebula's cards. I will say that.
I knew that was going to be the case.
All right, and I believe I could, because this is a resource card, I could use this during the villains phase if I wanted. Obviously, just tap until my next turn.
Yeah, that's a resource.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. The first thing is threat, so we got to drop 4 on there.
Mm-hmm.
Pop that out. We have to charge up the ship.
Yep.
And Rang is attacking you.
Right, and not defending.
Yeah, neither of us to really defend
well. So we'll take it.
Okay, so base 2.
Plus a boost.
Plus 2.
Ship command. All right, so I'm taking 4.
Yep.
Bang. Okay.
All right. Attacking me. And I'm also gonna let it go. So base 2, 0. So yeah, I'm just gonna take and bad cards. Second one for you.
Yeah. All right. So Badoon Sentry, retaliate 1.
Okay, so a guy.
So it's just a guy.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Assault. He's attacking me.
Okay.
So attacking for 2, which is fine. I guess I'll just take it.
I could. Yeah, I think that's fine.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. 0.
2.
Just 2.
Okay.
All right, and me. Oh, your obligation.
Oh. All right. That's interesting.
What's the bad thing? Like, what's the discard effect?
It's interesting. I have to discard his gun from play if I cannot place 3 threat on the main scheme.
Okay.
So I think.
But you don't have a good way of getting his gun back because it's set up to get it.
No, he has
right?
2 copies. I have a second one in my hand.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess that's up to you.
Yeah,
I don't know if you care about exhausting right now.
Yeah, it's kind of going to throw off the turns a little bit if I exhaust right now because I'm going to go to Alter Ego. All I could do at that point is I could play Adam Warlock and throw a target practice on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could just do that. It's not terrible. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Well, let's remove this from the game. And we'll flip.
Yep.
We'll exhaust. And I will, yeah, that's it.
All right, so you're taking out.
Yep, so
Okay.
then this goes to you.
You got it. Okay, so I'm thinking what I'd like to do is tap this, discard one of these impedes to play an impede, which is going to remove 3 threat from the main scheme. And then if it's the first card I played this round,
Put it back
I get to put it back in my hand.
So good.
And actually, I'll get to deal a damage, because after I thwart, I remove a damage. Then I'm going to do... I want to do the decisive blow. The question is...
Play Nebula, and if you get an
That's what I'm thinking.
Event.
Exactly, right? So I can discard... Well, but I need 2 resources to pay.
Okay.
So I could use this. I mean, that we're already at 2. So.
Ultimate Greed?
Yeah, I mean, fine. So discard 2 cards to play Nebula, who can go and get me any attack or thwart thing, which I'll just grab a random one from the bottom of my deck. The first one I found, so I'm just pitching it.
That's a cool card. It's like the yellow one you played.
Oh, yeah, cool. All right. Those are interesting, and obviously they're in like actual aspects, so those can go in anybody's deck, which is interesting. They're cool.
It's quite good.
Yeah, for sure. So we're just grabbing this, tapping the Milano to play Decisive Blow. which is an attack. It does 4 damage, 7 instead if you've played a thwart event this turn, which I did. So I'm going to deal him 7, which will flip him.
Mm-hmm. And then
remove an extra thwart.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Get wrecked.
Yeah. So Drang side 2. When revealed, if Drang's spear is in play, give him a otherwise search for Drang's spear. Put it into play. And then he's 14. 8.
Where's the next card?
Yeah. Spend mental fist to get rid of it. So
and he's
fine,
stalwart.
Stalwart, exactly. Yep. All right, so I guess Nebula is going to attack him for 2. And I will attack him for 2. That's all she wrote. I like Gamora.
Yeah, I need that.
Gamora's fun. Except I'm going to have to play Star Lord because I don't trust anybody in our group to play Star Lord tomorrow.
I can play Star Lord.
I know you're going to want to because you're going to want to figure him out.
Yep. You have to do his stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an option.
Yeah. But it's like doing it once and not doing it multiple times. Because Lord knows our one super greedy friend, if he has any opportunity to do it, get a good effect, he will do it.
All right. So I'm just going to play Adam Warlock.
Cool.
So, actually, do I want to use my ability? I do. I can stash one of these cards. Let's stash my bad boy. Draw a different card.
Sure. Swapping.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then this is my bad boy. Because I'm obviously not going to use it, so we'll put it up there for next turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I want to play Adam Warlock. Obviously, we're not going to use Sliding Shot because we don't really need a second elemental gun. And Laser Blaster's nice, but I can't really afford it.
Right. So he looks like he's going to have a Hulk kind of effect. See all those things. So after he attacks or thwarts, discard a card at random from your hand. If the card's printed resource has one of those things.
Oh, I guess I should pay attention to what I want to discard.
Yeah.
I really want to deal 3 damage to an enemy to kill this guy, but I can't. I'm still damage short.
I mean, Nebula could have attacked him. It would have killed her, but...
No, that's fine. So... I want to deal 3 damage. Oh, that's fine. I got target practice. Alright, so I play this.
Yeah, I mean, you could equip it. It doesn't say that he
Yeah,
has
but equipping it gives it +2. Discarding it deals 3 damage. So I deal more damage.
Okay.
So I just attack this guy for 1.
Okay.
And then I discard this, and it's got a science.
Okay.
So it gives deal 3 damage to an enemy.
Oh, okay. So, yep. All right.
And then Warlock has to take additional
2,
damage because of retaliate.
Yep.
All right, and then that's it.
You're staying on the same?
I mean, kind of have to, I think.
I think it's fine.
I don't really think I have a choice. Not at 4 health.
I think it's fine.
I guess if I flipped up and I could have done Bad Boy.
No, it's fine.
That might have been a better play than playing Adam Warlock, but I kind of wanted to play an ally.
Yeah, I think it's fine to try him out. Oh, she has 2 Keen Instincts. Okay, that's cool.
Plus I get 6 cards this way.
So we have another copy of Uppercut. Plan of Attack. That's a new aggression card. Cross Counter, which I might... Gamora's Sword. Then another Keen Instinct.
Okay.
I like the Keen Instincts.
All right, Leader of the Guardians. I think this is one of his better cards.
Mm-hmm.
Gives all his allies +1 thwart.
That's cool.
Beta Ray Bill. So this.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
From was it
Planet Hulk movie we watched?
No. Was it?
Yeah,
I think it was
animated
also
show.
I think it was also maybe it was in the Silver Surfer.
It was also in the Silver Surfer.
Okay, I think that's what I remember him. Silver Surfer.
Yeah, he's like the alien Thor or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Blaze of Glory again. Now I've got his boots, his jet boots, which that'll give me aerial. I think, and then a good old-fashioned get ready.
Yep.
And then obviously the bad boy that I had put on top of my deck.
Yep.
Which, now that I think about it, the better play probably would have been to just flip up, use my ability to play bad boy, then play another card.
Sure.
That would have been the better play, because then I could have just prevented the damage from the attack, flipped back. I would have been ready. I could have then exhausted to recover and then flip back up.
Yeah, that's true.
I totally misplayed.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. But I mean, we're figuring it out, the intricacies of how he works. Because is it that bad boy card that lets then him flip up if he takes damage during the villain phase?
He flips down.
I'm sorry, but flips down.
Yes.
Okay.
So and draws 2 cards.
So it's the bad boy card that does that.
Yes, and I had it. Okay. So what I should have done was
played it for free.
Flipped up, played it for free, take the encounter card.
Right.
And if you're gonna resolve extra encounter cards, right? Like
you
might as well resolve them when you're on alter ego side.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, that's cool. Okay. First thing is first is threat. So we got to put 4 on here. Swap that out again. And then he is attacking me, and we're gonna let Nebula jump in front of it. Yeah. His base 4. Boost. Put Badoon Grunt into play engaged with you. Fine. So then Nebula dies. And this guy would attack me. For
2.
For 2. Which...
That's where that new green card would have came in handy, because I think you could have killed him.
Correct. I could have. But... my cross counter thing would let me prevent 3 damage and then deal a damage to an enemy.
Ooh, which you could kill my minion.
I could kill your
not
minion.
Retaliate. Is it count as is it an attack?
It is an attack and a thwart, so I could trigger both of these things
but
too.
But it's not an action.
It's an interrupt from when I take.
Well, I wonder how this works with retaliate. Hero interrupt, attack, defense, thwart.
It probably counts for retaliate damage.
No, because it's not an action.
Well, he would die.
It's not an action. Oh, and he would die.
Yeah.
But it's still not an action.
Right.
So
I think we're going to use a Keen Instincts to play this. We're going to try it out.
All right.
So I'm going to prevent the damage that this guy is dealing to me.
Fair enough.
I deal 1 damage to an enemy and remove 1 threat from a scheme. And then this counts as an attack, defense, and thwart, which means I can trigger both sides of this. So I can remove 1 threat and deal a damage. So I guess let's just deal a damage. Okay.
Yeah. Good.
That was cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. No, it's not. That was the attacks for me. So he has to scheme against you. Base 2. And, oh, we actually forgot to charge up at this. So a third one. 2, so a total of 3 is going on there.
And then when he schemes, it adds a charge.
That's what I did.
Okay.
I forgot at the beginning of the turn, and then so just 3. Drop 3 on there.
Okay.
Then bad cards. So bad card for me, bad card for you. My bad card is a Badoon Grunt. After he engages you, if there are no other minions engaged with you, deal yourself 1 face down encounter card.
But you have a minion engaged.
Oh, true. Yep.
So you're fine.
You are correct.
All right. Oh, unfulfilled destiny.
Oh, all right. So what's the bad part? Choose and discard 2 events from your hand. That sounds horrible. So that's fine. All right.
Okay.
Pass that over to you.
Yeah. All right. So I think the play is we've learned from our mistakes. We could play this. Hold on to this. Play this. Okay. All right. So here's what we're just flipping up. We're gonna use my ability. We're gonna take an encounter card.
Yep.
We're gonna play Beta Ray. Oh no, I misplayed. I kind of want to try this Beta Ray Bill, but it's gonna cost 2 more resources. What does he do? He after Beta Ray attacks and defeats a minion, remove 2 threat from the main scheme. That seems good.
So I might have an effect. So I can do this plan of attack card, which is an action. I can search the top 4 cards of my deck, top 7 if I'm in alternate attack event.
Cool.
So I might be able to. Some of these cards are attack and thwarting. So if I can find one that's both, that removes a bunch of threat, like maybe it doesn't matter if you want to.
Yeah.
You know that might affect your
yeah,
decision.
do your thing. Go
So
ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Angela, cool. Okay, so we can, because that's attack and thwart. That's just attack. Attack and thwart. Okay, so assuming I have to discard these cards.
The thing is, you're probably not going to be able to play them on your alter ego side. Oh, but you could flip.
But
up.
I can flip up and then
you
make a
only have 2
decision. You know what I
damage,
mean?
yeah.
So search this. They don't get discarded, so I just search them and shuffle them back in.
Yeah.
So, we'll just take the hit and run. Cool. So I took one that removes threat and does damage.
Okay. So I think I'm still I want to try playing Beta Ray Bill, so I'm going to play him. So I took a card. I have to discard 2 cards for that. I'm going to get rid of Blaze of Glory and get ready.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use the Milano and discard Jet Boots and Leader of the Guardians to play my bad boy.
Okay. Sure.
Things are.
You just do it on the side.
That's where I put my minions. Okay. And then I'm going to use Beta Ray Bill to attack your healthiest minion.
Okay.
Deal him 3 damage.
All right.
And since I defeated a minion, I remove 2 threat from a scheme.
Oh, cool. All right.
And then I will simply just attack for 2 or thwart for 2. What do you prefer?
I think attacking is fine. I'm going to be able to remove threat easily, so
Okay. So I'll attack for 2.
I think attacking is fine. All right.
Done.
Okay. I'll do this action too. Just look at the top card. It is not support event, so it's just top. Flip over. Alrighty, so I would like to whole bunch of 3s.
You basically just pick 1 card to play.
Yeah, I wanted to get my other Keen Instincts in play, but I don't think there's any way that I'm going to be able to.
Not this turn.
So it's fine. We'll just play the hit and run, which because of my ability here is going to deal 3 damage and remove that.
Okay.
Although I could do the 1 damage to anybody from this effect, so I could just kill this guy unless you want to do the thing. So
no, go for it.
Deal him 2, deal this guy 1. Total.
I thought you were dealing. Okay, yeah.
Because that 1 from her can go anywhere. It's not. It doesn't all have to be the same target.
That's fine.
All right. So that was my turn. That was easy.
Yep.
Ready up.
All right.
Okay, so I have another uppercut, acrobatic move, another one of those first hit cards, second acrobatic move, and
So I've got Yandu. The power of leadership. Star Lord's helmet. Cosmo the dog. And gutsy move. All right.
Okay, so I put threat charged up. Now that there's 4, we're going to remove all these and deal 2 indirect damage to each player.
Okay.
Okay. Then he's attacking you. Why are you attacked?
I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
And the question is, do I want to... I think I'm going to take 1 on Beta Berry Bill.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so he's attacking you.
Yep.
Base 4. I'm assuming throw Adam Warlock in front of it.
Nope, I was going to use my bad boy.
Oh, don't you have to take the damage first, or do you?
He prevents. So bad boy says, so just do the attack.
Okay. So it's base 4 plus 3.
Okay. So this says when you would take any amount of damage from the villain's attack, discard this card. Prevent all of that damage. Change to your alter ego mode.
All right.
And draw 2 cards.
Cool.
And this card gets discarded.
Oh, okay. So it's a once.
It's a one-time deal.
Sure. All right.
But, I mean, you're drawing 2 cards and preventing all that damage.
Yeah.
And get to flip so you're ready.
Right, exactly. Okay,
Seems
that's
good.
interesting. Okay. So then he is attacking me. And are we opposed to having Adam Warlock jump in front of it?
Nope.
He's got 1 health left.
That's the whole point.
Boost. Solve the charge up.
That's why I didn't use him on my turn.
Okay. Bad cards. Second bad card for you.
Yeah.
Bad card for me.
All right, so first one for me. All right, I got Cannonade. It has Hinder 3, and it has the Boost
The amplifier.
amplifier. So this is going to come into play with 7 threats.
Oh, plus 1, yeah. Excuse me.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And then my second card is Power Station. Choose 1, exhaust an Alano, spend 2 lightning resources, or, what's the other thing? Discard a card at random. That might be the best. Yeah, I could discard a card at random.
Okay, my card. Badoon Engineer. After he engages you or activates against you, charge up the ship. Alright. Sorry.
Aw, my helmet.
Sorry.
No, it was calculated risk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey. Interesting.
So I will pass this to you.
Yep.
And you get to go first.
Yep. Okay. Well. One. So we're just gonna play both of these acrobatic moves, which are just deal 2 damage to an enemy.
And they're both attacks?
They're both attacks.
So you remove 1 threat?
Just 1, yes.
Okay, so I guess we'll do it off of here.
Let's see. If I thwart for 2, use this for 3, and remove 1 would be 6. So it's up to you. Doesn't clear it unless you're.
I mean, I could thwart.
So then.
This guy could thwart for 2.
Okay, so then remove 1.
Okay. All right.
So we'll do, honestly, I think I'm just going to direct all the damage to this guy. It's like 1 less damage.
Okay. I mean, Beta Ray Bill could just kill him and then he thwarts for 2.
That's fine. So we can just do it at pass.
All right. So, and you get remove 1 threat, right?
Correct.
For playing both those cards.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we can exhaust Keen Instincts, discard these 2 cards
Punch
to
him in the
just
face.
punch him in the face for 5.
Okay.
I can thwart for 2 off of the amplifier. and remove 3 all.
5.
Just go off of 5.
Okay. That's fine.
I am done.
Okay. So I'm gonna put this on top of my deck and take a different card. Oh. Daring Escape. Okay. Better. So I'm gonna recover 4. Or 3. 1, 2, 3. And exhaust.
Yep.
And then I'm going to flip. I'll play Daring Escape. Action. Deal yourself 1 face down counter card.
Yep.
Ready your hero.
Oh, that's right.
And draw a card.
Okay.
Seems good.
Yeah, that's cool. The question is, are you going to deal yourself an extra encounter card to play something?
I don't know.
Basically nothing.
I'm going to... we could just kill this guy.
Up to you.
There's a good chance. Let's see. I could attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, most likely. Let's go for it. Attack for 2. Attack for 3. Discard a card for the elemental gun.
Which does 2?
3. Slap down Yondu. Attack for 1. Deal myself a card. Play a grenade. Discard grenade, choose an enemy. Discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Deal 1 damage to the enemy for each boost icon.
1.
Gain 1.
0.
Heal him 1. Okay. 1 damage short.
All right. We're going to take 2 indirect damage this turn, FYI.
That's fine.
Alrighty, so 4.
Hmm.
Swap that.
Oh, this did not come off.
It did not come off.
That's right.
Yeah. Charge.
Yep.
He's attacking me first. And
Just throw Beta Wave Bill in the way.
sure,
She's
that's
got
fine.
1 hit point.
Boost. If this is an attack against +2 boost icons. Ooh, good lord. All
Plus
right.
1 from this.
Yeah, +1 from that. So that was a big attack. All right, thanks, Beta Ray Bill. Then he is attacking you.
And I'll block with Yondu.
Okay. Sucks.
All right.
Oh, I forgot. This guy needed to
Hit you for 1.
hit me for 1, and when he activates, we have to charge the ship, which is 4, so we each have to.
Okay.
Then bad cards. So this is where things could go sideways because you're resolving 3 cards.
Yeah.
Got greedy. It's fine.
Still seems like Star
Gang
Lord.
up. Of course, it's a gang. Okay, so I don't have any way of preventing damage, so I think I have to defend.
Sure.
I might still just die right now. Base 4. +2, so 6 minus... I'm dead.
Okay.
Congratulations, your greed lost us the game.
How does my greed have to do with you dying?
Because then he wouldn't have attacked me. That's 3 damage.
He didn't even attack you yet.
He did.
No, you just died from the base attack.
But I'm saying, like...
He attacked for 1.
3, essentially, because he was the cause of us taking 2 more indirect damage.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And it would have been 4.
That's fine.
Being up.
We'll see if I live.
Good lord. This
All
is
right.
what I'm afraid of with Star Lord.
Yeah.
Like, the greed factor, where you're just crushing this guy, and then all of a sudden, because you decided to get greedy.
That's a great question. Mr. Marvel is saying, does that scheme
What's up?
That's a great question. We might have messed something up. He's asking if, because we're revealing boost icons from the encounter deck with the grenade, does this actually count for the grenade, increase the boost icon by 1?
Oh. I guess
Amplify.
the amplifier.
The amplify icon increases the number of boost icons on boost cards. When a boost card is turned face up during the enemy activation, add 1 additional boost icon to that card for each amplify effect.
But it's not the enemy activation.
I did it on our activation, so it doesn't count.
Yep.
They were smart.
Yep. It's only when the enemy is activating against you that those effects.
No, if you had an effect that happened during the enemy activation, like if there was an effect like this that happened, like a defense card that happened, it would count. But it happened to be the grenade effect.
Oh, like a preemptive strike or something like that?
Like, yeah, something that you would play on during the enemy activation.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is a hero action attack, so it's done during the hero activation.
Yeah, all right. Good thought, though, with that new amplify
Yeah,
effect.
that was a great thought. All right, so we got a bombardment. Force response after resolving step 1. Oh, this is just...
More charging.
More charging.
Okay.
Oh, it's only 3 per player. You're dead.
Yep.
Badoon attacks gain overkill.
Okay.
And this guy has patrol.
All right. So
we win.
You just kill him on your turn.
I just kill him.
Just a base attack and kill him.
Yeah.
But still rude. Your greed kills me. This is exactly what I'm afraid of with Star Lord.
Like, I had a reasonable thought. It's not my fault I had a faulty grenade.
The goblin grenade.
It was literally the goblin grenade. It went off. You're flipping 2 cards. You don't think you're gonna get 2 pips?
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. Well, so far
I mean, we kind of smoked them.
We did, totally. Yeah, I mean, we're punching out crazy amounts of damage with these guys, honestly. And I love how balanced Gamora is with being able to do a lot of like damage, but also thwarting a lot for someone that's not playing.
It just made a lot of this. I mean, like I said, I didn't have to go all YOLO. Like, I could have taken the safe route, used Beta Ray Bill, killed the guy, removed 2 threat. This scheme would have been gone.
Right.
Because it only had 2 threat on it from Beta Ray Bill.
Correct.
And then not had 3 encounter cards, and you would have lived.
I would have lived. Yes. All true statements. But yeah, I mean, I really like her. Yeah. She's probably my new favorite hero. I like her.
As soon as I read her cards, I was like, oh, this will be
yeah, I like her a lot.
Yeah.
She'd be so cool. Just even like she probably will be one of the better like solo mode. So balanced.
She's gonna be solo mode MVP. She's gonna be such a good hero. People are really gonna like Gamora, and her card art is very good.
All the card art's awesome.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole game.
Yeah. So
because they literally just took actual comic art and put it on the cards, which is fantastic.
Star-Lord. So Star-Lord.
He's gonna be harder to figure out because there's obviously the cost benefit of taking the extra encounter cards versus getting your cool effect. So there's a balancing act there. Obviously, that's conditional upon a lot of different factors. But...
I mean, it seems like you kind of want to ration it, like, based on the cards you want to play.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, it's going to be so tempting to be like...
Do a thing. Do an awesome thing.
It's going to be so tempting to do it every turn.
What could go wrong? Exactly.
It's so tempting to do it every turn.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So
I don't know if this deck's good enough that I wouldn't play double resources though.
No, I agree.
That felt a little. I mean, because there's tons of 2-cost cards in this deck. Like, you know what I mean. Even if you are using that every.
But you want the full value of the 3.
I don't know.
You don't want it. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what's the cool about Star Lord's ability is like I'm never gonna be squeamish though to like. Be like, oh, let's put a helicarrier out there. Let's put a mansion out of there. I'm not going to care. Turn 1, give me an extra encounter card. I'll take a mansion or a helicarrier right off the bat.
Yeah.
So, like, those type of cards, he's just going to...
Yes, totally.
Totally want to play those.
For sure.
And then he helps... It's kind of cool because it's like he's the team leader and he's, like, helping out the team.
Totally.
Right off the get.
Yeah.
Which I like that.
Mm-hmm. because he's going to hurt the team plenty with extra encounter cards throughout the course of the game. So he's got to earn goodwill somewhere.
Yeah.
I agree, Mr. Marvel. Excuse me. Star Lord and Scarlet Witch could be super crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like because she would have just helped kind of
Control
that a little bit more, and it would hopefully not be quite so bad dealing with 2 or 3 encounter cards if you had Scarlet Witch to kind of facilitate the control aspect of the villain there a little bit. So yeah, she would be a good pairing with Star Lord.
Yeah,
sure.
and I feel like you could probably make some pretty decent decks. I don't know about this whole aerial thing. I'll have to explore, but like.
Well, I think there's a couple of weapons that
Well,
can be
his
aerial.
Star-Lord's pack. Star-Lord's pack comes with 3 cards that is 3 cards that all essentially require you to have aerial to use. So
okay.
This one is really good, but you have your identity has to have aerial. It's a hero action. Ready your hero and remove 2 threat from the main scheme.
Oh wow!
And it's a protection card.
Dang.
So that's a pretty good protection card.
Yeah, because it allows you to block for somebody else. Trigger some of your defense cards the way that the new defense rules are kind of working out, and still ready.
Yeah, this is a pretty good card.
That's cool.
So that card's pretty good. This card's interesting. Essentially, it's a pay 3 or 5, but you can do it from any combination of schemes. So unlike this, what's the Crisis Averted?
Right.
Where it's like
it's only
pay 3,
scheme,
thwart 6, but you can only do the main.
Right.
This one lets you
5 among schemes. Yeah, that's cool.
Amongst schemes.
Mr. Marvel, aerial heroes, you're right, is Captain Marvel and Iron Man. It's also Thor. When he has
Thor's
Mjolnir.
the best aerial hero.
Yeah. Rocket can
Raccoon.
have aerial because of his thruster boots.
Yep, he has the upgrade.
I think that's it.
Right
now. I think it's just those 4. I can't think of anybody else that
has aerial.
Gets aerial. There haven't been a ton of aerial
Captain
keyword
Marvel.
cards.
Did we say Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Choose the first one. I think those are the 4. Because there really haven't been a ton of aerial specific cards, which I think is cool that they're starting to do it.
Yeah, this card just doesn't seem super great, but maybe it is. Seems expensive. Pay 4, deal 7 damage, but it also deals 1 damage to each enemy.
Situational.
Yeah.
I mean, against Ultron, that's bombastic.
Yeah.
Because just wipes the board of all the stupid little drones.
And punches him for 7.
And punches him for 7. I mean, against Ultron, that's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are his 3 suite of cards, which sometimes, and obviously a lot of these new cards are. Yeah, this is another aerial. So there might be an aerial deck that you can build. I don't really know if it's worth it. I've seen a lot of people excited for Yondu. I've seen a lot of people like trying to deck build around Yondu. I don't know how I feel about Yondu.
I mean, I don't understand why he's so expensive.
That's what I don't understand.
Like, why is he 4 costing?
I don't know.
He's a 2/1 who's ranged.
2/1 who's ranged.
With 2 health.
Well, yeah, and the weird part is his 2 is on the thwart.
Right.
His ability is on
attacks
attack.
are ranged.
So it's like, okay, so he can make a ranged attack at 1 or a thwart at 2. He costs 4.
Oh, you're totally right, Mr. Marvel. He has no consequential damage for it. I didn't notice it
4.
because I saw that little star there and I just was associating it, but you're totally right.
That's why.
That's why. Because so he just pings for 1 at range.
So he goes into the the camp of Voltron-y heroes.
Right. If you can just keep him
You just keep him Voltron.
Yeah, keep him alive.
And then he could just attack for days.
Yeah. Correct.
Because he never takes damage. Okay, so that's why. So you want to load them up with these blaster pistols and okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
You're
definitely
totally
did
right.
not pay attention to that.
I didn't
part.
notice that either. That's
it's
a good call,
It's
Mr.
such
Marvel.
a rare thing to have.
Yeah, like the only other ally I know of is the Spider. What's
Gwen
her face?
Stacy?
No, the
Black Cat.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, from the
I
signature
think
ally
she's
from
the
Spider-Man.
only
She's the only
hero.
other one that I know of that doesn't
Have consequential.
consequential for
Yeah.
attacking.
All right, well, that makes sense why he was 4. I kind of threw him away in this game, but
Yeah, but no, that makes a little more sense then.
so that's interesting. I don't know about this pulse grenade. Like, if I was playing with Scarlet Witch, the
Yeah,
pulse
and you can
grenade's
fix it a
sweet.
little bit more. Yeah.
The Blaze of Glory seems kind of powerful. This card, like, I mean, you could set up. This could be like you could set up a turn with 3 or 4 Guardians in play, and then bang, like +2 to all of them.
Yeah.
Oh man, just with a single copy of that card.
Yeah.
And you could really do some damage.
Yeah. Oh, this is kind of like the reverse of one of the other cards that I had done, where like remove 3 threat, 5 instead if you played an attack event this turn. That's one of her cards. Awesome.
And this is a great combo with Get Ready, because Blaze of Glory does not deal the damage until the end of the phase. So you could Blaze of Glory, Get Ready.
Right.
So, and then you're like, oh,
and then you don't care.
getting for +4, and then the guy dies.
Right.
As long as he has enough health to make the extra attack.
I loved the flavor on this plan of attack, where you get to search for extra cards if you're in your alter ego phase.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's just like the thematicness of planning your attacks and being in your alter ego phase, and you're not, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I think that's a really cool mechanic. I like that there's been, even just the one card where you can play it as an interrupt or as a hero action. Angela was my signature ally or not my signature, she's one of the 2 aggression guys. After Angela enters play under your control, search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion, put into play engaged with you. Shuffle the encounter deck. If a minion was not put into play this way,
It's awesome.
Oh,
You
she's 0, so she just gets the end effect.
Yeah, she's 0. She's 0. You
dig 10, get a minion.
You obviously want to get a 2 health one so she could just
kill it
right off the bat, and then you have her.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think she's fine.
I like that.
The laser gun is interesting. So all it does is, for 1, it gives a Guardian a +1 attack and overkill. The nice thing about this versus like something like Inspired, oh no, it is max 1 per ally. So it's kind of like in the vein of Inspired.
Yeah.
You're trading off Thwart for overkill.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Cosmo, I don't know how I feel about Cosmo. I'm curious about him. He's like,
when he attacks or thwarts, name a card type, then discard the top card of a deck. If that card is of the name type, Cosmo does not. I mean, you can set up your deck, it's okay. Otherwise, I mean, at least he's just he's a 1/1 for 2. Like, yeah. That's a very reasonable cost of like come into play, do a thing. And
he's in the camp of like Clea for me, where.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's nice he's a 2-cost generic ally, but he's alright. He's nothing to write home about. He's not bad. Yeah. Beta Ray Bill was pretty awesome. Like, costs expensive, but I mean that value of deal 3, and then if you kill something, an additional 2 thwart.
Yeah,
which is a big value, and he's got 4 health.
Yeah, he's cool. You're right, Mr. Marvel, that Angela would be very good, and particularly against like minion heavy villains.
100%.
And because you search the top 10 and pick a minion. So if they are
think
minion
about how
heavy,
good she is for Thor. She's another go get a minion, trigger Thor's ability, draw 2 cards, and then she helps kill the minion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense. Isn't that Thor's sister?
It's Angela. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like perfect for Thor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's an auto-included Thor's deck every time.
Totally. And because you get to pick,
you would even play this in Rocket because you want minions to kill with Rocket.
Totally.
If she doesn't kill it, she just softens it up for Rocket to get the
his
murder.
overkill. Yeah, for sure.
Super good.
Yeah, I think, and especially since you can dig 10 and pick any minion, you can set it up to grab the one that you want to kill.
I'm curious about this card, CITT.
Yeah.
So you pay 2 resources and you exhaust it to ready a Guardian.
Ready a Guardian. So you could ready your hero.
Your heroes, another hero, a character.
Yeah.
It's a little pricey.
I mean, I guess spending 2 resources for a ready effect is not unreasonable. And it's not
really
discard, it's really exhaust this card.
It's really like spend 4 resources the first time because you got to play the card.
Correct.
And then it's 2 resources each time. But it does sit and play the whole game.
Exactly.
So, like, towards the end of the game, like this card would be awesome in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because towards the end of the game, Black Panther's full of Wakanda Forevers.
Yeah.
And he's played all his upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
And you often don't have ways to use those double resources.
Yeah.
And you're just like pitching double resources to ready Black Panther. But the
Well,
problem
you can't
is
do Black Panther. He's not a
he's
guardian.
not a guardian.
Yeah, exactly.
There needs to be like an honorary Avenger. There needs to be like an honorary guardian for that to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would still be good though if as long as he was playing, in a multiplayer game with other Guardian heroes. It would be that, especially with Star Lord, who could make all of his allies Guardians. Because then you could ready
I
an
mean,
ally.
you could put this. Yeah, if you're playing with Guardian, just ready your teammates with it as opposed to readying yourself. That is a fair. Yeah. The grenades are okay. I mean, I'm not a big fan of these. I mean, I shouldn't say I like these cards. I like cards that do random effects. I mean. Chaos Orb is my favorite card, but it's more not that it's random. I mean, it is random. It's more of like flipping a card. Yeah, makes it fun. Yeah. Jet boots. And the only reason, I mean, sure, it's okay. The prevent damage is nice when you get it. Really, it's all about Star Lord gaining aerial. Yeah. Air supremacy is interesting if you're building an aerial deck. It does have good value. Mm-hmm. If you have one aerial ally and yourself is aerial, it's 2 resources to deal 6. Yeah. So it's...
Yeah, that's very reasonable.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Choose up to X enemies where X is equal to the number of aerial characters you control. Deal 3 damage to each chosen enemy. The only problem with this card is it's situational also too. Like, if there's no minions in play, it's...
Right. Not as great.
2 to deal 3. Yeah. Not a great ratio, especially when these new cards, you're getting all these new cards like in your deck that are essentially 1 to deal 3 because you play it, first card you played, you put it back to your hand.
Right. Or I get this effect from her.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I am very excited to play.
I agree. I'm excited for these guys to try and figure them out and figure out the balance on Star Lord. Gamora just seems great out of the box. She's going to be super fun.
Nowhere seems good. Play only if your identity is the Guardian trait. You increase your ally limit, which you're going to want if you're playing Blaze of Glory. And then when you play a Guardian ally, you draw a card.
Ooh. Nice.
Nowhere seems quite good.
Totally.
So... And Nova Prime's going to be really helpful when you're playing in the campaign because some of the if you haven't played like some of the minions in the campaign, super high hit points.
That's true. Yes.
Like when you're playing against Ronin, there's 3 5 health minions, and then you've got 6 health and 7 health, and Nova Prime just comes down and smacks one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I was surprised that was his ally.
Morale says, that's the good thing with Marvel Champions. Situational cards have the advantage of you control what goes into the encounters. Totally.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think the situational card is a well-designed thing. I have no problem with the situational cards. It makes deck building more interesting. It's the cards that are just like generically good without any situation. Those are the cards that are, I think, poorly designed that you don't want in the game. Like, you don't want a card that's just like, what's a good, I'm trying to think of a card in this game where it's just like, just so situational. It's just so good every time that you're going to play it. Like,
I mean, I guess.
Nick Fury.
Yeah. That's
Nick Fury is a good example. Nick Fury's like so good, and it's not that he's so good that like it's hard to.
He's an auto include in almost every deck.
Hey, why would you not put him in here? I'm gonna play him for one, and then draw 3 cards.
Yeah. Seems good.
It seems amazing.
Yeah, seems
like
good.
Nick Fury's just find a deck that Nick Fury's bad.
Yes.
Like I can't find one.
Yeah, it's rare for sure. There's been a couple of decks where we've cut him to like prioritize cards for the very specific matchup that we're in because we were like struggling with a matchup.
Yeah.
But that was like trying to fine tune a deck to
only time we really cut him is in a 4-player game.
That's true.
Because it was like, do you really need to have 4 Nick
copy.
Furies
Yeah.
at the table.
Yeah.
And we've done like 4 Nick Furies and like a different high cost ally.
Yeah.
Which maybe it'll change, but I just think about what a card has to be that you're gonna play a different ally over Nick Fury.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Mr. Marvel. He can draw you a bunch of cards, so he's essentially costs 1 resource to play, and he's a free defender. And he thwarts for 2 or attacks for 2. I mean,
right, you're paying 1 resource to attack or thwart for 2. Usually thwart for 2, but attack or thwart for 2. And he blocks.
Yeah, he's just great. He's a gooder.
And he's neutral. He is your friend.
Yep. All right. Well, next week we will try and work on Ronan again. We're still trying to beat him with Rocket and Groot.
This was super fast.
This was crazy fast.
But we get to talk about a bunch of cards, which is cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Something we don't always get a chance to do.
Yeah, so we'll report back on our multiplayer, i.e. more than 2 players against Ronan next week and see how we do. And then we'll try to bash his face in so we can play with Gamora and Star Lord some more.
Yeah. I don't
Our
know.
goal is still to beat Ronan with Rocket and Groot. We'll see if we can do it.
It might not be possible.
Yeah, it might not be, but we're still going to try. All right, well, until next week's Marvel Friday, thanks for joining us for our new release day, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.